Guys, what's going on, and welcome back to What Shall We Do Next. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about something which I self-diagnosed myself with this morning, because the last couple of days I've been thinking that I can hear my doorbell like repeatedly in my head. And I have a Ring doorbell, so it would like give me a notification on my phone if somebody's actually there, but there's never anybody there. It's just the sound of the ringing in my head. It's so confusing because it sounds so you would swear it was 100% real. And this is something that I've had like for most of my life. Like, I often hear Snapchat and I will check my phone and it's not there. Then I will hear it again a few minutes later, again not there. I will hear things like I said, the doorbell. I will hear other things like high-pitched noises. I get that pretty often. And I sometimes even hear voices. Now, the voices is a little different because that usually happens when I'm asleep. And it usually wakes me up. I've talked about this before, and I will hear so it's usually a voice that I recognize. It's usually my mom or my grandma. It's always either them two. There was one occasion when I heard my little sister, and it sounds so clear that I would swear that they're always calling my name. That's the way it sounds. And I will hear their voice calling my name. It's always like, Mike, like that. It's like real loud. I recognize it instantly. And it's usually when I'm asleep. Usually after I've just drifted off to sleep. And it scares me because I'm like thinking something's wrong. So I wake up instantly. And my first reaction is to sit up, and I'm like, yeah? And I'm like thinking, what the hell's going on? Why am I being woken up by my mom? And I panic. I realize it's literally been like 30 minutes since I fell asleep, or like an hour. It's usually about an hour or so after I've fallen asleep. And it's like really weird because I will be calling out in the middle of the night to nobody. But in that moment, it's like, it's so audible that it's not like I'm dreaming it. It's like I can literally hear it. It wakes me up. I call out and I'm like, what's going on? And there's nobody there. Real creepy, I know. I've also heard this could be like a paranormal phenomenon. I have heard stories of I can't remember exactly what it's called, like a mimic, where it will mimic either you. Sometimes people have been in a house where they've heard voices, their own voice, calling to them. I don't know if you guys have seen that video. It was real creepy. It was like a guy who was renovating this house, and he was hearing his own voice calling him, and he was like recording it on his phone, so he got it on video too. Like down this hallway, it's just like he's alone in the house and he's recording, and you can hear it going, hey, come here. And it's so fucking scary. I just got chills just remembering that video. But he didn't go, obviously. Some people were saying this is a mimic. And what a mimic is basically an evil entity, possibly even a demon. And it's mimicking somebody that you know, or somebody, it could be like in my case, my mom or my grandma or my sister. It could be a demon putting on their voice and calling to me to try to get me to go to them. They do it in a voice of somebody you know, so that you will let your guards down, you will trust it, and you will approach it. And that's when you're vulnerable. Not really sure what happens next, whether you get attacked or possessed even. But it's not something I want to find out. So I never go looking for the voice. I just know I'm alone, nobody's there, and it's the middle of the night, and I'm just like hearing things. I always just put it down to I must have been dreaming, I must have been hearing things. But then I did find out about the whole mimic thing. That was a little scary to think that it could be like something putting on my mom's voice, calling to me. It's so directional as well. Like that's what makes it more believable as like an actual audible voice. Like, I swear if I had a voice recorder recording while I was sleeping, the recorder would have picked it up too. It's like I'm that convinced it happened in real life and it wasn't just a dream. But it's not enough to make me get out of my bed and go out there into the dark, scary hallway and go looking to see who's there. I'm not about that. No, thank you very much. But yeah, it's today was really concerning because, well, the last couple of days, I keep waking up to what I think is my doorbell. And I keep hearing it. And it's not even just once. The voice thing happens a couple of times and then it stops. This was happening while I was awake too. I still kept hearing it while I was awake. And I was just lying there in bed and I would be like, oh, there it goes again. And then it would just go away. It's very, very quiet though in my head. But then I hear it again, and it's like, oh, wait, was that actually the doorbell this time? And then I look and it's not. It's just kind of fascinating more than anything else. I would say it's kind of annoying when you're trying to literally sleep, but it's not really that bothersome to me. Like some people have extremely bad tinnitus. That's the whole thing I'm talking about. Forgot to tell you that. But yeah, I self-diagnosed myself with that because I was looking into why am I hearing my doorbell ringing in my head. I'm surprised to see that a lot of people deal with this, and it's called tinnitus. It's something to do with your hearing. It's not necessarily like hearing loss, but it does say that people with tinnitus are usually more sensitive to like loud noises, which I am. I don't like loud noises in general, not necessarily in like a scared way, but like more it's annoying and it gives me a headache kind of way. I do have very sensitive hearing. I always have done. I had to have those like little ear tubes when I was a kid, and yeah, I can't remember what they're called. Those little white little ear tubes that go into your eardrum. Yeah, throughout my whole life I have often heard like strange things like that, voices calling out to me while I'm asleep, and noises, bells, my phone ringing, anything like that. It's like really weird, and apparently it's all like symptoms, I guess, or effects of tinnitus, which I have always like listened to ASMR, like even when I'm awake and I'm alone and I'm like doing, you know, other things like editing, for example. I'm always listening to ASMR in the background, and I've always thought like, why do I do this? Why? What is it? Like, a lot of people use ASMR to go to sleep. I don't necessarily do that. I just listen to it because in my case, it breaks the silence, and I hate silence. It's like that old saying, silence is deafening, and it truly is for me. The more silent it is, the louder it is in my head. Like, my head gets real loud. I sleep with a fan on all year round, not necessarily because I'm hot and I need the breeze. Sometimes it's freezing, but I turn the fan away, but I just need the sound. I will sleep with the TV on, or I will sleep with a YouTube playlist going, or I will sleep with TikTok Live with an ASMR playing in the background. I just need something while I sleep because I can't sleep in silence. Never really understood why I was like that way. Even any of my ex-girlfriends will also vouch for that. They will always say like, yeah, he did sleep with the TV on, or he did need a fan on. Otherwise, I just couldn't sleep. I struggle with sleeping anyway. Like, I have a hard time falling asleep, and then when I get to sleep, it's like trying to stay asleep is impossible. I wake up every like 30 minutes, which is just down to like anxiety. I was diagnosed with insomnia when I was younger, and I'm assuming it's still there because nothing's really changed much. I am a night owl, and I stay awake as much as possible. Yeah, apparently tinnitus could be caused by a lot of things. It can be caused by like hearing loss, but it can also be caused by anxiety, depression. As soon as I saw anxiety, though, I was like, that's the reason why I'm having this problem. Like, I do feel anxious. Like, I hear the doorbell, and it does kind of make my heart go a little faster anyway. It's like, who's there? Who wants to see me? Or if my phone rings, it's like, who's texting me? Oh my God, is it somebody important? Oh, no, it's not. It's just that person again. So I do feel very anxious about, like, alerts in a way. Like, somebody's trying to contact me, basically. I don't know, it's really weird. So I guess it is just like the doorbell thing was probably just anxiety induced. Let me know in the comment section, do you guys ever have any problems like this? I'm curious to hear if anybody else has tinnitus, or I mean, I don't know for sure if I've got it. I just self-diagnosed myself with it. But yeah, let me know in the comment section, do you guys ever hear like strange noises or like voices calling you? But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, and remember to chase your dreams.